Hello and welcome to the final instalment of this mini-arc of Trisha's Hideous Queers. My name is Rosanna, I play Bramble, the wheeler-dealing Russian woman, and I'm joined, of course, by Posey, who plays Bug, by Drac, who plays Sari, and by Trisha. Only joking. Obviously, Trisha couldn't make it tonight. She sent her apologies. She's been swarmed by a group of rabbits who have asked her to be the entertainer at a birthday celebration. So she won't be coming, but she is hustling for cash, and you gotta respect that. Lastly, although Trisha can't make it, she has sent her butler, so I will hand over to the endearing and inimitable Robbie Taylor Hunt.
Thank you so much, Rosanna. Last time on Trisha's Hideous Queers, we found Bug by the fireside, thinking back, dreaming, half asleep over how they met Manti, the runt of the litter, when they were the last person to get a Manti, and Manti was the last one to be chosen. They found a special, slightly idiosyncratic relationship, but very happy one nonetheless. And yet Bug is here with their lifeless Manti, unsure of what to do. But with the memory came a twinkling bit of magic on their fingertips, which created some sort of dome within which Manti spluttered back to life. But was Manti really alive? Manti seemed in a strange place, unlike themselves, exhausted and peculiar. There wasn't much time to worry about that, though, with Grey, this woman who had taken them in, this half-gull, half-human person with a big broadsword, started to get them back on track. The team sussed that Grey was perhaps in some slightly dodgy dealings and pretty skillful with that very broadsword. And despite that, Grey showed that she was pretty worried about the Fluxed and managed to avoid them at all costs. And yet the Fluxed was exactly where they needed to go, because it seemed like the Fluxed were the most likely people to have nabbed Geely. Geely, the son of Vader, the woman back in Hade, who they'd promised to find. And if Geely's in the Flux, then that's where they have to go. So they set off through the wilderness, going through this strange field where there were bursts of wind that seemed to give them sort of energy. Despite all the horrors that were unfolding around them, they came across a rise of a hill and looked down into a shallow crater. In this shallow crater, there were 6 geysers shooting up into the sky. One of them, a never-ending plume of this strange mist, within which we could see the hunched-up, small body of a human boy with ginger hair, Geely himself. However, 2 strange figures were near this geyser, maybe casting magic on it or defending it or attacking it. We don't exactly know. Within the other geysers, we see long clawed arms connected to frail, contorted torsos of ghoul-like creatures who hover, ready and primed to attack. And that's where we are now. As we go into initiative, the geysers all change, so some of them shoot out of these 5 which aren't containing Geely. Sari, that's you to act first.
How far away is he from us right now?
I'm going to say that this like little shallow crater is about only like 60, I was going to say 80 feet wide, and they're about halfway through, so they'd be about 50 feet away from you because they're on the far side. The guys are on the far side. The nearest geysers are like 30 feet away.
Okay. So I'm going to send my echo 30 feet ahead. And then use my bonus action to teleport and switch places with my echo. No matter how far away he's moved, that costs me 15 feet. So I'm going to use my next 15 feet to get as close as I can to the geyser.
Sick.
With
Very cool. So that's 45 feet, if I'm right?
Yeah.
Great. So you can get right up there. You get forward with that various teleportation. That geyser, you see then these 2 figures up close. They both look to you upon your arrival. You see that the one with the quarterstaff particularly like braces it out towards you. The other one seems still completely focused on the geyser with Geely in it. You see that he's like, "Who are you?" as he points his quarterstaff at you.
I'm not going to answer, and I'm going to use my action to dash and just like basically dive into the geyser and like tackle Geely out of it.
Great. You run. I guess give me an attack roll.
I'm going to use that bless.
Baby.
Okay, that's good. 17.
With 17, you sprint up. You see that this woman just catches sight of you just as you get there. They go, "Who are you?" behind. You dash through. As you go through, you feel this like bit of connection with something, but then you shoot right out the other side, thinking you must have Geely in your arms, but you haven't. He's not there. You look back, and he's still floating, kind of slightly fetal in the geyser. You feel, as you burst through it, a like searing, smarting sensation cover your body, but because you're just dashing through for like a second, I'm gonna say you don't take damage, but it felt terrible for that moment that you went through. You see the woman casting the spell. It's like, "What are you doing? Don't do that!" As she keeps casting this magic.
What is happening, and why is he in there?
Just leave, help me, protect me, and I'll help him. We'll go over to Bramble.
Bloody hell! Do I share a language with Raishin? Do we have a common tongue?
I'm gonna say no. There's not a.
Excellent.
We haven't established that.
Okay.
There's sort of cultural like lingo, and maybe it's sort of what we might know as Cockney slang, sort of.
Apples and pears, sunshine. Yeah, all right. Well, the ground looks rideable to me, so I'm gonna fucking sling my sandboard out from under me and use 30 feet of movement, carving over these dead reeds and rock formations, and try to talk to them from 30 feet away and scream if I must, and ask them, "What are you doing with the ginger boy?"
Are you talking to the right, or either of them, or one of them in particular?
I think my instinct is to talk to the Raishin.
You see that they go, "They've got him. We have to get him out. We have to get him out. Okay, we've got to get him out. Just help me protect her, and she might be able to help him."
I'd like to insight check this.
100% insight check.
+3, 18.
You feel that that's completely what they mean, that they're telling the truth.
I tried to shout to Zari, "I think they're protecting him!" And okay, that changes whether or not I hurt anyone. Does it look like anything's attacking them and the person that they're next to?
You did see that the strange creatures in the geysers, without needing another check, you're now like right up in the mix, right? You said you
I ran, I
right?
boarded forward 30 feet, yeah.
As you go, you shoot past these, there's these two geysers that just erupted next to you and one on your right. You see these creatures. They have, like long arms that dangle long below their like waists. Their waists just sort of wisp away into nothing. You see one of them is like particularly kind of their torso is just like swirling cloud of energy. One has like sunken eyes on an otherwise quite humanoid face. One has like a massive underbite with huge teeth spiking up almost to its eyes. They have wisps of hair, and they are these long arms with like talons that stretch around them, and you see that they looking spooky.
Fine, yeah, that looks spooky. And I'd say to myself, I'm like, please don't be one of the bad Raishin. Please don't be one of the bad ones. And I scoot about on my sandboard. Is there a place that I can get to where two of those big bads might be like 30 feet away from each other? Or how close are they to each other?
There's currently two geysers up next to you, both within 30 feet of each other. Yeah, with both have these ghoulies in.
I want to scoot on with the rest of my movement on my sandboard round to one of like each end of them, so that there is a line of 30 feet that from me that includes both of those fuckers.
Yeah, you can do that. So you can either, I think, make it with your sandboard like beyond them both and then pincer around so you're nearer Geely and these two people, or not have gone so far so you're like the bug side with the rest out in front of you. If that makes sense.
Bug side. I don't want to group us up too much. I'll shout to Zari, I think the things in the clouds might be the problem. I'm going to jump off my sandboard, kick it with my back heel into my hands, and swing it at the rocks and the rubble. And in doing so, cast Tasha's Caustic Brew.
Ooh, Tasha,
Nice
who's that?
one, Tasha. Who's that? Trisha's cousin. And
Oh, she's nice.
that means that I need a dex save from both of those creatures that are in the line of that. It's 30 feet long and 5 feet wide, so I think I catch both of them. And what it manifests is as the board hits the rubble and the sand, it flies forward and becomes like molten glass and like sticky tar and asphalt as it flies forward, and the liquid part of it will stick to them if they fail that save.
They definitely both fail. A natural 1 and a 9.
Huge news! They are covered in like molten sticky tar, and cool. Each creature, they'll be covered in acid for the spell's duration or until a creature uses its action to scrape or wash the acid off of itself. At the start of each of its turns, it'll take 2d4 acid damage unless it cleans it off of itself. Cool, so I do that, pew, slap the ground, and look to Bug and say, I think it's the things in the geysers! And then that's the end of my turn.
Geyser. Beautiful work, so cool. Just in time for their turn, so they roll that damage for both of them.
Great, 5 points of acid damage to the two of them.
Very cool. You see this, they get covered in this tar, they screech out and reel back. As they take that damage, they both then look very much towards you. How far away did you have to be? What was the range on it? So where are
30 feet, so I was probably like right next to one of them.
Cool. So the one that you're next to is going to, you see that it just bursts out of the geyser and takes a huge slash at you. Oh, that's a dirty 20 to hit.
Oh, can I? Oh no! Yeah, that hits, even with shield. It's gonna hit. Yep.
3 points of slashing damage only, and then 4 points of this strange damage that you felt before with the bite from the lammock as this sort of like thing reels and shoots through your body.
The pacifist sting.
That's one of them. The other one is far away, so it's like waves its arms around, and the geyser energy clumps in its fists, and then it hurls a glob at you. I need a dex save.
Come on, Bramble, you're good at this. It's fucking cocked. No, you're not.
You have a D4, you have bless.
Oh, hello! I do! 16.
Oh, with a 16, yeah, you feel that blessed energy and you dodge out of the way as this
The
thing
power of the cat.
splatters and smears over the sandy ground. That, and then the other one is going to make an attack on this woman. She needs to do a dex save. She fails.
Wait, do I have anything?
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, no, I don't. She didn't make it with disadvantage, did she?
No.
No, I can't do it saving throws. Never mind.
You see that she already looks a little bit hurt, and the quarterstaff person, they look like they've already taken some damage. They've got some slashes on them. You see this again. The other ghoul gets this energy, throws it at her, hits her square in the chest. She screams out and stumbles back as she takes a good chunk of damage, and then tries to shake it off and gets back to work. You hear, because you're closer, Sarah, you hear she's kind of singing little songs under her breath as she tries to weave some magic together. That's Bug.
Do these creatures look undead, or do they look corporeal? Do they look... What sort of a vibe am I getting off them?
They've got a ghouly vibe, but they don't seem dead. They seem, again, it's this kind of lammock energy, which seems like they're meant to be sort of alive, but they've been sort of created in some way, and it's beyond your normal reckonings of monsters.
And the holes that the geysers are coming out of, what size would these holes be?
Very good question. I'd say 2 to 3 feet. I know if they've got a person in, a thing. Yeah, still 3-4 feet.
Okay. In that case, no, I'm gonna look around at this crater, and in Bug's head, Bug is thinking like a crater is kind of like a cave without a roof on top. So I'm just gonna close my eyes and think real hard about caves, and my Twilight Sanctuary expands out around me, and everyone within a 30 feet radius of me will get 1d6 plus 3 temporary hit points at the end of their turns, or I can choose to end Charm or Frighten on you.
Amazing. And where are you moving to?
I'm gonna move forward enough so that I can get everybody into it. So I think I'll have to sort of move maybe 15 feet in, but I'm not gonna go my full movement.
You basically, because Sari dashed so much and then burst out the other side, Sari's very far away. So I think you'd only just be able to get everyone if you went slam bang in the middle of the place, surrounded by everything.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll go forward. And actually, that's great because that will mean that the walls of the Twilight Sanctuary are truly just sort of jutting up from the edges of the crater. It's like a cave. We're home, everybody.
Beautiful. You cast this magic. The last time you saw something like this was when you were helping Manti. It feels very full circle, and you put yourself in the most dangerous position in the whole field in order to protect everyone. Speaking of Manti will stay put up at the top unless you're being come with me.
No, I'm going to be like, Manti, you just sit this one out and
Great.
Have fun.
Great, very good. You see that is then this woman. She's going to do a check. Oh god, she gets a nat 1. She's trying to do this magic with a nat 1.
Oh wait,
yeah?
I hold on. I'm gonna say. Oh wait, I have a thing. Come on, you can do it. Just give it a try and give it one more go. You seem very competent.
Oh, what an inspiring speech to
That's so
very
beautiful. That's
competent.
really struck a chord with me. As she loses the energy for a second with that nat 1. She looks at her freaked out that she's taken a huge step back. Rolls much better, and then feels that cheer and gets that surge and gets back into it, and you see that her magical energy begins to reconnect. That's the other person. They are going to...
Oh, she can take 1d6 plus 3 temporary hit points.
We love that. The other person, they are gonna look at you all. Well, they're gonna roll on you. Yeah, they look at you all and they kind of nod. See that Sari is kind of staying near this woman and runs forward and is going to go and make a whack at one of the ghouls, but misses. He runs forward, still a bit thrown and freaked out by everyone, takes a swing and doesn't quite connect with this ghoul.
Come on, mate. Do it for the tribe.
They can also take their temp hit points.
Oh yeah, great. You see, as you all look around, the geysers go back into the ground. They shoot up in different positions, and you see that the ghoulies are now in different places. So those of you who are next to them are now not next to them. As they pop up in different places, I have the pattern that happens.
Do we get attacks of opportunities? They leave.
You don't. They kind of disappear into nothing. But I love your cheek. You've got to ask. That's back up to the top. That's Sari.
I think Zari notices that these guys they're gonna keep switching places wherever they are. So he kind of sighs and then reaches behind and pulls his bow and just goes, "Okay, I'm just gonna start taking pot shots then." And he's gonna stay in one place and start shooting at the closest one from where he is.
Great. One has vamped up quite close to you. So you see that there's 2 have been injured and have the tar on them, and 1 hasn't. You can hit all of them.
I'm gonna go with one of the ones with tar on them.
Cool. There's the one with
Take them out.
deep sunken eyes. You can go for that.
17. There's a 17 hit.
17 absolutely hits. Roll damage.
Okay. That was not great. 7 damage. 7 piercing
7.
damages. Let bow fly, an arrow fly, and
Great.
then I'm gonna use action surge to have another attack.
Spice.
And he just very quickly pulls and fires again.
So cool.
Ooh, that definitely hits. That's a dirty 20.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
For 5 damage.
Ooh, This thing looks right fucked up. It's like all of like these bits of like ghostly energy is dissipating slightly. Anything else with your turn?
I think that's it.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Bramble.
Well, I think I will position myself
10
in
HP.
front of the. 10 HP. I will position myself in front of the person who I'm assuming is a spellcaster or like a sorcerer of some kind. I want to position myself like as close to them as I can.
Great.
Yeah.
So that I can act as a body shield, a meat shield if need be.
Very noble.
how much-
yeah.
Meat shield.
How much
yeah!
how much temp HP was that?
1d6 plus 3.
D6. Okay, that's perfect.
Breathe in the essence of the cave.
Ooh,
Great.
nice.
That dank air, breathe it in.
Bramble, 'tis you.
Damn right. How far away am I from spellcasting, lass?
Now 30 feet.
Good news! Okay, well, I want to get an eye on these creatures. I know Bug has already tried to ascertain this, but, like, for the purposes of the abjurative spells that I have some control over, would casting something like Protection from Evil and Good, which wards against Celestials, Elementals, Fey, Fiends, and all undead, be any use against whatever we are fighting? Or do I truly believe it to be none of the above?
I think you believe it to be. You can't be 100% sure that you would get that it isn't one of those things. That this isn't any of the nothing, any storybooks, any tales you've had over a drink.
Okay.
Nothing resonates with these things. However, if you're kind of looking at her and looking for this protection and help vibes, give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, alright. Oh, fucking hell. Bramble, get a grip. That's a 4.
4, you don't get a read on what's going on.
A damn shame. A crying shame as geezers pop around me and I'm trying to do intricate magical study through the
Kevin
wisps of
Sliger.
smoke. Can't seem to get a read on it. Alright, well that's that playing out the window. Okay, one of them who swiped at me before and did me some nasty damage.
Mm-hmm.
Where's he popped up?
He's popped up to your left, like where the other one was, so like 15 feet to your left.
Just gonna mind whip him, mate. I'm gonna look at
Great.
him, gonna get my coin out again and whisper into it, just being like, all of these other ghosts and geezers fucking hate you, mate. They talk about you at lunchtime. They don't like the way you think, they don't like the way you sound. You wear the wrong shoes. I'm gonna cast Tasha's mind whip. And
Bramble, why is your coin crying? What was going on?
it's the geezer monster. It's the geezer monster. So he needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, it's not smart. Oh, we got a 17 though.
You fucking joking?
Like, it knows that it's not
Yeah,
those
yeah,
things. It has
absolutely
incredibly
saved.
high self-esteem.
Because I said I didn't like his shoes and he categorically has no feet.
Yeah.
Okay, he just takes half of the
Great.
supposed damage. Okay. That is 10. 10, so half to
Ooh.
5 points of
Oh, I see.
psychic damage
Still pretty good.
for them.
Great.
Bastards.
Yeah, they twist and reel back as this thing infects their mind. Anything else?
No. However, I realise I should have rolled concentration when they hit me before that once, so I'm going to do that now instead. That's 17, that passes. Okay, end of my
Great.
turn.
That is these ghoulies.
They're going to take some
10
damage.
HP. 10 HP.
Take that.
Yeah.
10 HP, and they're going to take damage.
6 points of acid damage to the two of them. And it's a d6 plus 3. Amazing. 8.
You see the one with sunken eyes who's been being shot at by Sari, looks to the woman trying to cast the spell, reels back a big glob, the tar sinks into its body, and it bursts into nothing just in the second it's going to do it. You see the other one takes that energy but is still up. The whole geyser bursts away into nothing as that happens. The other one is going to... You're quite close. Oh, you see... Oh no, that's Bug is in the middle. Okay, Bug, I need a dexterity saving throw from you.
3.
Oh my god.
You've got
Oh.
bless. You're blessed, didn't you? That's not going to do
Don't
anything.
think 3
Yeah,
will
shit.
help.
Usually going to
And
help.
the
But
4.
that
Four.
changes everything.
Game
You're
changer.
fine.
So it's now a 4.
You
Sail
put
away.
yourself right slam bang in the middle to cast very, beautiful heroic work to protect this thing. You see that the ghoul sees you there. You are between these 2 geysers, which are currently up. It reels back, surges out of the geyser, tackles you, and gets into the other geyser, the other side. You feel yourself immersed in this like swirling energy. You feel this twisting, horrible sensation. You feel like angry for a second, just this like fury inside you, and then you're just suspended there and sound cuts out. We are going to first do a little bit of damage now. Okay, rolled quite bad. So that's only 5 points of damage. Again, of this like strange
I'm
damage that
gonna
you don't quite
roll my-
understand.
Concentration check.
Yeah, do your con check.
Fuck me. Bless drops.
What did you add bless to that?
It was a nat 1.
Oh well.
This die I have rolled 4 times today. It has rolled 2 nat 20s and 2 nat 1s.
Whoa,
Spicy.
spicy die.
Spicy.
So
die.
spicy. So spicy.
You are stuck in this geyser, and that is that ghoul's turn. The remaining ghoul is going to hurl something, wanting to hurl it at the woman, but there's a meat shield in the way. You have to do a dex save, sorry. You do a dex save, sorry. Although it's a bit of a weird dex trying to dodge, but also be a meat shield. I guess you're trying to like duck and dive to make it miss you and her.
And then just
So-
nut
Yeah.
the glob as it comes towards you.
Yeah, let's go.
Good luck.
Ooh, that's a good roll. There's a natural 17. Plus...
Absolutely, yeah, you dodge out of
Yeah.
the way, it hits the ground next to you, she clocks that, she's like, thank you. That's Bug. Bug, you are floating around in this thing. You can... What are you going to try and do?
Do I have line of sight on the lady? Can I see out of it?
You can see, yeah, it's all like diffuse and kind of hard to see, so you might have some sort of disadvantage and issues with some checks, but you can see the rough shape of her outside of it, yeah.
I feel like I'm also screaming Bug's name as I see them get hurled, yeet across the square and into this geezer, screaming for him. Like, Bug, what are you doing in there?
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna try and do. Do I get a sense of what sort of check this lady is making every turn to with Giddy?
Jilly.
Jilly.
You give me an Arcana check, sort of slightly retrospectively, like if you were keeping an eye on her.
I'm gonna ask the gods for this one.
Woo! That feels appropriate.
Very good.
We
Yeah, it
go
does.
to the gods. Give me a number between 1 and 15.
15.
Great.
Let's do it.
This roll comes to us from Owl from Bedford, the place.
Al from Bedford, long time listener, first time caller. Come on! The 15th god in the Pantheon!
Here is our roll from the gods. It's a big 2!
Posey, your luck has not been good
God.
today.
Hey, even the gods aren't on your side. Bloody hell.
That makes it a dirty 1.
It's a dirty one.
Dirty one. Oh, no.
Yeah, you don't get a sense of it, but that's just a check. You can have another. You can still try and do something anyway. You might not get a read, but you can just try something.
In that case, I'm not gonna waste a spell on that. I'm gonna try attempt to sacred flame, just the nearest big baddie.
Well, there's one sort of on you in this geyser with you.
Oh, they came with
Yeah,
me.
they tackled you across and like brought you in and are like on you and with you in this geyser, like swirling around. You just see this like bits of face like searing out of the smoke around you, and you're kind of ducking and weaving through claws and arms. Yeah.
Oh, if they're in here with me, then I'm gonna be like, I am not comfortable with this invasion of my personal space. I'm gonna inflict wounds on them.
Great. Bring it.
Huge.
That's a melee spell attack, right?
Yep. 21.
Great. Roll damage.
Inflict Wounds is so fun when it actually works.
It's an absolute banger. Teach me that one.
Let's have +5. Okay, 15.
7 plus
15.
5 is 12, but no.
No, and then there was also a 2.
Okay, great.
So it's fine.
This thing has really like grabbed you. You see bits of claws. You see it's like swirling, horrible, like deathly face approaching yours. You put your hands against it. It sears and singes and bursts away into nothing. Give me a luck check. Roll a luck check.
Okay.
Oh no.
I rolled another that one!
And that one, as it bursts
You
away
become
into
the
nothing,
next monster.
You become a ghoul. No, you luck of whether you are ghoul. You stay sort of floating and stuck in this geyser. So at the end of your turn, you're going to take some more damage. Oh, hello. You take 6.
Can I try and use my movement to get out?
It takes an action to try and burst free.
Oh,
is what
okay.
you would deduce.
Okay,
So you just take 6 points of, again, this strange damage. Hits you hard.
I'm still gonna get my temp HP because that's still up.
Your temp HP, yeah, temp HP saved the
Yeah.
day. That's going to this woman. She, maybe she catches sight of the fact that you've kind of tried to suss what spell's going on. Maybe saw that a bit with Bug as well. She's like, but if you can help me, then do. Like, if you just give me some of your spell energy, it might help. That she's gonna try again anyway. She rolls really bad. It's still...
From inside the geyser, can I be like, if you could tell me what sort of checks you're making, that would also be really good.
She hears...
Yeah, just open my mouth and I get like a mouthful of geyser.
Spit it out, Bug, spit it out. It's bad for you.
You see that the person with the quarterstaff, Raishin-looking folk, is going to run at the remaining thing. Yeah, hits. Yeah, so runs and swishes the quarterstaff at the remaining one and does a good chunk of damage. They also go like, if you have any power to be able to help her, please do. We haven't got much time. And then braces themselves ready.
Both of them can take temp HP.
Say again? Oh yeah, great. The geysers all change. Geely's has never been changing. Bug's also now doesn't change and is just stuck there floating. They switch around and the remaining one bamps up near you, Bramble. That's up to Sari.
I think Zari kind of like groans as he pulls another arrow out and just goes, change as much as you want, I don't need to move. And he's gonna just fire again.
Great.
Yes,
Roll an attack.
Arrowed nat 20.
Because of me going.
So 12 piercing damage as he just aims straight for where he thinks the like center of the head is, like between where the eyes he assumes the eyes are.
Yeah, this is the big underbite one. You get through 2 of its big teeth piercing up right between its head. You see the thing that looks very fucked up. Anything else? Any more for any more?
I'm just gonna have my echo. I'm gonna have Resonacia just move as close as he can. I think right now Resonacia is probably like 30 feet away.
Yeah, Resonation can get there.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna move that 30 feet and get them close enough.
He pulls up
Awesome.
next to me. I'm like, oh, it's a ghost. Spook.
And Resonacia counts as a creature, so they would also actually would 30 feet? Would 30 feet of me be 30 feet of Bug? How big
Bug
is the
is
radius
quite-
for the temp?
Oh, I see. Yeah, Bug
30
would
feet
be
radius.
within that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then they get it as well.
Take the
Perfect. I keep getting max for this stuff, so that's great. Okay, cool.
Great, Bramble. That's you.
Who's left? Is it just one of them?
Just the big underbite one. Yeah.
All right. Turn over to spellcasting, lass, and be like, I've got a way with magic. How can I help?
If you just cast some spell, any energy into me will help me. Basically, what you'd reduce is you can expend a spell slot to help her. Whatever spell slot you decide to give, would help more.
As
or
an
less.
action.
Yeah, it would be your action. It'd be you like going and like putting all your energy into helping.
Tell you what I'm going to do. Could I quicken spell my delivery of magic energy to this lass? I can expend 2 sorcery points to change the casting time of a spell that normally targets one creature, I believe is part of the rules, and change that casting time to a bonus action. So, in doing so, I would normally be able to cast an action's worth of spell as a bonus action. I would like to just deliver her in the blink of an eye, like, not even like a glance over my shoulder. It's like some disco bullshit. Throw her a first level spell slot from across the battlefield that whistles like a Nerf ball, and then that's my bonus action, and I've used those sorcery points, and I want to try and wrestle Bug out of this geyser.
Oh yeah. Great. You can give me a strength check. You see, if you look across between Geely and Bug, you can see Bug within this thing fine. You look across Geely looks like faint and almost like half there, a bit more like ghoul-like. So you would deduce that when Sari dashed through and didn't quite work, it was like a bit later on in the game and therefore impossible, therefore needing magic. Bug has only been in for seconds, so you think this might work. You can give me a strength check or athletics to tackle or yank.
I think what I do is get my sandboard underneath me and like ollie it into the thing to try and give myself a bit of protection.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'm gonna 3.
With a 3, you get a finger briefly, but not a lot else. That is you. Very noble, though.
Take your 10 HP.
Take your 10 HP.
Do I have to if my last roll was quite good?
No, you don't.
I'll leave that one then.
You see, we've got.
I think you always always stick with the highest one anyway, so you might as well roll.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah.
You can pick and choose.
So I'll stick with the other one. I got like 8 on that one. Thanks.
We're gonna go. This is the ghoul. The ghoul's gonna look at you trying to help and.
Is he covered in asphalt and tar?
No, this is the only one that didn't get covered in tar.
Okay.
And the other 2 are dead. Is gonna go for you, Bramble. Give me a deck save.
Ooh, 21.
Absolutely. You don't do very well at getting Bug out, but then look behind you and dart out of the way.
I think it's the difference between strength and acrobatics. I can't pull Bug out, but then do like a cartwheel over the glob.
Very good. Bug, that is now you. You will take this damage at the end of your turn if you don't get out.
Okay. I'm gonna use my action to try and get out.
Great. You're gonna give me. You can give me strength or dexterity.
I'll give you strength. Just straight strength or.
Oh, athletics is fine.
Athletics.
Come on.
I don't think it makes a difference, but okay. 11.
11. You don't do it as you try and push yourself out and don't manage it. How's Bug looking? He's gonna take this spicy damage.
Oh, Bug's fine. Bug's got a bunch of
Great.
a bunch of health, and also they're getting 10 HP at the end of every turn, so it's
awesome. You take.
Before my turn ends, I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon.
Ooh.
And try and cast it, if I can, outside of my little pillar of geyser.
Yeah, you can do that.
So I'm trying to attack if I'm able to do that.
Yeah, you can throw up spiritual weapon outside. You take 8 points of damage inside the geyser.
My spiritual weapon is going to attack the remaining.
Great.
Baddie.
Roll attack.
Sorry, was that 8 points of damage?
8, yeah.
Spiritual weapon. Oh, another 21.
21 hits, and don't worry about rolling damage. Your spiritual. What does the spiritual weapon look like?
It's a big rock.
Great. And what does this big rock do to this ghoul?
The big rock just leaps up out of the ground, and then full on earthbender style, poof, smashes into the ghoul.
The ghoul bursts out of the geyser. The geyser disperses into nothing. It dissipates on the earth. We're still sort of staying in initiative because next is this woman. She feels that surge of energy from you. Okay, so she rolls very bad on her first one, but because of your surge of energy, she gets another go. She gets exactly what she needs with a dirty 20.
Okay.
With that spell. She does a final. She tries again. That spell, you flick over your shoulder. She feels that energy and bursts again. Geely boom, shoots out of it. He hits the ground. He still seems sort of swirly energy, but then it like swirls around him and sucks against him and congeals, and you see the physical sense of Geely. That geyser bursts away, dissipates. The other remaining geyser or two with nothing in it goes away into nothing, and suddenly the crater is incredibly quiet.
It's bug-free.
Bug is shot out and splatters across the ground with this kind of limeish green stuff.
Yeah. Spit it out, bug!
Yeah, you like dry heat up a lot of it.
I've accidentally got one of the cave pamphlets. I'm like, spit it out and mopping it up. And I'm sorry.
No, this blasphemy! This blasphemy!
You'll
I'm
be
like
sicking
trying to
up
like
this-
avoid my mouth getting on it.
You see that she immediately runs up to Geely, and the other person, they run up as well.
Julie will get my temp HP too. Just putting that out there.
Ooh, you see that she runs up to quickly cast some magic, but as she's arriving, there's this twinkling twilight energy already swirling around Geely, and as that happens and sinks into him, he dry heaves up so much of this lime green stuff, heaving it out.
If he's unconscious, it doesn't bring him back to consciousness.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It just gives him the temp HP, so like if he were to lose damage, it would hit the temp HP before it hits his 0 hit points.
Great, okay, then he doesn't come back. You see the twilight energy is sort of helping and feels restorative. Maybe he does still kind of cough up some stuff, but is still unconscious. She kneels down, sings a little tune under her breath and moves her hands over his body, and he shakes his head and looks around the space, very confused, frowning, looking like absolute shit.
Like sprinting over. In fact, I've got my soundboard on underneath me, and I'll carry the other Raishin. I'm like, get on, because you know what you're doing. And both of us will weave over to where the boy is.
Give me an insight check as you do that.
Why does he not know how to board? Oh, come on, mate, get on. You know what you're doing. Dirty 20.
You see that with a dirty 20, they are like sort of look at the board a bit like, oh, don't really know what I'm doing. Sort of do jump on and like grab around your waist, but doesn't really.
What
but
do you mean?
Goes along, but doesn't really get
Well,
it.
you've never felt the ebb and flow of a dune beneath your feet.
You see that they're like, it's just been a very long time, and jumps off the other side and seems actually a little bit kind of shaken and uncomfortable from that whole moment.
I go to put a hand on his shoulder as we disembark. So we're having that moment as we sandboard over, and I just go, I don't quite touch them. I go, sorry, I didn't mean to. Jilly! Fucking hell!
You see, Geely looks up at everyone and is like, where am I? Who are you?
Just don't worry, but we need to go home.
Your mum's worried sick, Jilly.
Oh no, how long have I been gone? Is she okay? What happened to her? Is she alright?
She's okay.
What
happened to you?
Why would she be wrong?
I don't know. I shouldn't have gone out. I follow my stupid Lumac. I shouldn't have done that. Oh gosh, she's gonna be so upset with me. Oh,
What happened to your Lumac?
Lumac
Anyway,
got all spooked by those kids were being mean to it, and then it ran away. And then when we got near the edge of the boundary, it just seemed to get increasingly weird and started acting out. And then when we got right near the boundary, it was like it was possessed, like it had a demon inside it, and it all changed and went weird. And it attacked me, and it never attacked me before.
Sorry, killed him.
Okay, interesting.
What? Oh no! God. I mean, maybe it's for the.
I put it out of its misery.
It was
It's
necessary. It turned into
Yeah.
a bloodthirsty machine, and
it's literally its nightmare.
Yeah,
so I wanted to.
I turned very briefly. to show the tattoo and turn backwards again.
He says probably for the best, and then I was hurt and was running away, and I got lost, and I was out in the exposed tundra, and they kept being weird things. There were these little rabbits, and I ran away from them, and then
Okay, all right, Julie. Give us some hope. I leave them for a moment, and I think Bug is good at the healing kind of like chilling thing.
Yeah.
And I will turn to the Rising person and the spellcaster, and firstly say thank you because you seem to have saved him. What were you doing?
You see that the woman looks between you all and says, look, this isn't the first time we've had to deal with these kind of spirits, and actually these exact spirits we've had to deal with in a slightly different way. We came along here and found him already trapped in one of these geysers, and we were trying to get him out. We know what happens if you stay in them for too long.
I'd like to just insight check her.
100%.
I got 13.
13. Yeah, you get a sense that that's probably about right, but you maybe don't get any like color on it. She doesn't seem like she's lying. You see that the other person is like, look, we were just trying to help him, and you said you were going to take him back. Take him back where?
Into the dome where he lives, where we live.
Which dome?
Corestellation Red.
Right. They kind of look between each other, obviously look very uncomfortable.
Why is that striking a chord with you? Please enlighten me. This is our first journey out.
They say they look between all of you and they're like, she says, do you know who we are?
No. You look like...
No, that's actually rude of me. Hi, I'm Zari. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. Anyone who's offering, they'll both shake hands with.
Deadly Bramble, Spitball.
Hi.
You might know. We could be related.
You see that they're a bit like, I guess, they say, I'm Effern, and she says, I'm Raynon, and they kind of nod their heads at everyone. She says, we have a difficult relationship with the dome. We aren't really welcome there, so we don't necessarily have great feelings about that place. There's that for starters.
I'm sorry.
Why is that?
Are you fluxed?
As you say, are you flux? They both look at you, Bug, and kind of look between each other, and then...
Hi, I'm Bug.
This is
Hi,
Bug.
Bug.
It's their first big adventure.
We are fluxed, Bug, yes. I take it you've heard about us.
I thought that you were
What?
shady people, but you don't seem
No,
very shady
Bug,
right
this goes
now.
against all of the shady people's
Sorry.
teachings.
Zari pulls out his crossbow and points it at
No,
one of them.
I feel like they're not the shady people. It's fine.
No.
Sorry,
I step
no.
between
No.
as well. I'm like, no, don't hurt him.
You see that Effern like just clasps their quarterstaff a bit tighter, and she says, but she's like, no, Effern, no. Look, we know what you've heard about us. We know that you hear bad things. I just ask you to.
You killed my party.
What?
They were my family.
Who's your party? When?
You fluxed.
Who were your party? I said, when was this?
Had to have been 10 years ago now, but
Did you see this happen?
no.
So how do you know it happened?
The commander, he went out. I couldn't go. I was injured, so my party went with them, and only they came back. My party died. He told me that you killed them. The Fluxed killed them.
She looks again to Effern. She says, look, I can't know absolutely everything about all the different Fluxed and what they've been up to, but I know that commander. We steered far clear of him whenever we could. He was a strong and intense man. I would just beg of you to question what you've heard from him and whether you truly believe it.
I put a hand on Sari's shoulder and on Bugs. I'm like, I don't think out in the open like this is maybe the right place to have this conversation. This boy is injured. We will be getting back with him at some point. If we'd like to reconcile these questions, differences, if that's going to be helpful, maybe we find a safer spot to do it.
You see that she says, look, if you're talking about the dome, we can't get in there. That dome protects you from the Tundro, and it stops us from getting in.
How do they know? We look the same. And I point to the Ryshan person.
I'm guessing, and kind of like, remember our friend who gave us that wafer? I'm assuming that if we don't have it, it changes, does something to us to differentiate us, at least in the dome's eyes.
Have you had a mysterious yet full of cliches Anglo-French woman come and give you communion wafers?
You see that the Ryshan person is like, no, but we know of those kind of things. We don't need them out here. That kind of energy that affects you, we have other ways of dealing with it, and it doesn't quite affect us in the same way as Fluxed. And you're right, I am a Ryshan as well by ancestry, but I haven't known that life for a very long time. And again, sort of looks away from you.
How did you become Fluxed?
You see that she nods. She goes, look, it's different for different people. Some people know just because a slow realization, and they kind of come and it's this energy that they start to feel. For some people, something happens one day and they snap and they realize, and that's it. For some people, they don't know until they're told by others. It's different, and we have different stories and different ways that we've come to this point, and different ways that the Flux live out here. It's the two of us go around together, but there are communities and there are people by themselves. There are even sometimes people who manage to just about survive inside domes and within communities, but they find that incredibly painful and difficult to do. I'd stress that a way for a Flux to live within a dome, they have to really alter a big part of themselves, and it's an exhausting and upsetting process. I say that because Effa looks at their feet, and she's like, I think I know that Geely is Fluxed himself. Geely looks like, what? No, I'm not. I know about the Flux. I'm not. I'm just me. I'm not Flux. I haven't got anything. And she goes, Geely, think about it. I want you to think really carefully about the last couple of years, if anything has started to feel different at all. Everyone give me an insight on Geely.
13.
8.
Let me check. Hold on. Insight, that's a 10.
Cool. None of you can get a super good read on Geely. With the 10 and 13, you maybe sense that he's a bit conflicted. He's like, no, it's nothing. It's been a weird couple of years, but that's just normal for, when you're growing up and stuff. And she goes, yeah, that is normal when you're growing up. But he seems like he's so exhausted and so in discomfort and stuff that she turns to all of you and she's like, look, trust me, I know, I've seen it a million times. Geely is Fluxed. He's going to find it increasingly difficult to live within the dome until it is untenable and painful and a hard life for him. I know you want to take him back, and I understand how ridiculous this must sound, but I'm asking you if there's any chance that you'd let him stay with us.
Can I ask another question?
Yes.
What makes you fluxed? What changes? What is it? Is it a physical change, or like a mental change, or do you get magic?
You see that they both nod again. The Ryshan person, they're like, it manifests in slightly different ways for different people, but it's a little bit of when you know. they both remove their helmets. As they take them off, they sort of like come apart in the middle and then come back. You see that there's like a bit of a glow that emanates from around their head. Like this, like they both have slightly different colored glow that come from them. Like, this is one pretty noticeable thing that a lot of us have. But you know, we can suppress it if we work hard on that focus. But otherwise, it kind of, you know, is quite clear. They put it back on. She says, like, for me, it was my magic. My magic came, and inherently, I knew that was linked to my fluxedness. And you see that Ethern is like, I have certain sort of capacities and energies that I didn't have when I was living, you know, as my fellow Ryshan had in the same way, even those magic users looking at you.
I appreciate the concern, but Geely's going to be coming back with us, and he's going to talk to his mother, and they can decide what happens from there on out, but not now.
Okay. You see she looks just like so sad. She's as does Ethern. She goes, if you take him back, he's gonna have a really difficult time. I just need you to know that.
You're asking us to make the most impossible decision.
I
Even
know,
Jilly
I
couldn't
know.
make it. Yeah, I get it. I don't. I understand. His mother has asked us to come here and find him. If we take them back and they're allowed at least a goodbye, then I think it's worth it.
And then you might bring him back out?
We might. It's going to be up to him.
I don't understand why he can't just do that. Like, I was in my cave and then I left my cave. Why can't he just go back in the dome and say his goodbyes and then leave the dome?
Imagine if you left your cave and you couldn't love your cave anymore. I know the Crixco people. Imagine if that wasn't a part of what was possible for you. Imagine if you had to hide the fact that you were Crixco and the fact that you love your cave, you know, your relationship with your Manti, sees the Manti, goes, we have Crixco fluxed. You know, they've talked about their relationship and how it feels in relationship to the cave. It's a different thing. It's like suppressing that love of the cave. But she goes, look, I understand. Of course he should be able to see his mother. Looks to Geely and goes, Geely, look, obviously it's up to you. I think we all agree it's up to you. If you want to go back with these good people, it's going to be very difficult. You're going to feel different things. Going back into the dome is going to be really hard. If and when you feel like that is unmanageable, you can find us. She gives him a little stone, which you'd understand to be like sending stone-esque. So you call us whenever you need, and we'll come and get you. Okay? You see, he's like, all right. What? Okay. He just mumbles to himself.
I'd say to Jilly, just like, sort of quietly, but audibly, because we're all in the group, be like, don't let your mum see that.
Is that all right? Okay. She goes, right, well, then you should get back as soon as you can, and get him some, you know, proper medical attention, at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we'll see you around one day. They kind of look to each other a bit awkwardly.
I'd like to talk. I'd like to just tap the Ryshin on the shoulder one last time.
Yeah, they tend to.
Be like, sorry, this might sound odd. You don't seem dangerous, which is unfair. I don't know what happened. I won't ask. But I am really sorry. And maybe it's painful, or I think it could be useful, but maybe picking up an old skill might remind you that there are some of us, at least, that might not be so nasty. And I'll take the sandboard from beneath my feet and dust it down a little bit and just scrape off some like cack and tar from casting the last spell and slam it in the ground next to them and just be like, you've still got a lot of life left in her. So go nuts. You've got the space for it. We'll be off.
They look at the sandboard and look at you and kind of can't quite believe that you're serious, and you easily see that they well up a bit, and they're like, thank you, and takes it a bit awkwardly and tries to fasten it around their shoulder again like you do, but it's a bit awkward.
I will tighten the strap for them and be like, you just got to adjust it, you'll be alright.
Yeah, you have this quite tender moment with them as they kind of clasp you on the shoulder. Oh, goodbye. And moves away. She backs away. And
before they leave,
yeah,
I feel awful after that tender moment. But when I think he's Zari's gonna have Resonatia, his echo, lead Geely away with Bug and Bramble. But Sari's gonna just lag behind a little bit, and when he thinks he's out just out earshot, he'll turn out earshot of the group. He's gonna turn to the Fluck and just say, "I'm going to look into what happened to my party, and if it seems like you were involved in their death, I will come back."
She nods and she goes, I hope you realize so many things and find what you need to discover to have some peace. And I'm so sorry for what happened to you and your party.
And he just turns and leaves.
And they head off away. I'm going to say we're going to cut forward. You trek back through the Tundro. It is a long, difficult trek. You go through some, strange places, but you find some more rabbits. There's another birthday party, and you manage.
There are so many of them. The odds are that it's one of their birthdays.
There's a couple of birthdays a day, frankly. The banner making work is
giving out grubs.
There's a couple of the ground bats at this one. It's actually a wedding between a ground bat and.
Oh, wait, that's actually kind of cute.
Can we say that we spent a full day at the wedding?
Yeah. we get sidetracked. Jilly, don't mind stopping, do you?
Bleeding. You get back into the dome. As soon as you cross through the dome, you all feel a noticeable wave of relief. Anyone looking at Geely might notice that he it's hard for him to tell because he's so exhausted and in pain. So he from being injured so many times, so he can't quite get a read on him. He does seem a little bit less reassured by being back in the dome. You go to where Vader is. In Vader's main military base where she has her office, the barracks in Hade, and go in with Geely. You go through to her office, big mahogany desk, lots of books everywhere, various maps on the wall, and you come through and she.
Can I just quickly say before we get there, before we enter the dome with Geely, I'd like to say, Geely, I don't know what's going to happen to you when you go into the dome, but I do want to make sure that you're not going through the discomfort of being in the dome on your own. And I'm going to cast Warding Bond on him, which means he gains a +1 to AC and we share damage, essentially. So he takes half damage and I take the other half.
Oh, there's that lovely connection, and that moment of reassurance seems to be really what he needs. And so he looks at you and he's like, thank you. I go talk to my mom, I suppose. And you go through, unless there's anything else he wants to say. You go through, Vader, very stressed, working on various things, looks up, sees Geely, and runs over and gives him a huge hug, and he's like, Mom! He's like, oh my God, I'm so worried about you, kisses him all over, and hugs him so tightly, and goes, right, okay, Thank you all so much. Thank you. Anything you want, anything you need, I'll do it. Geely, what happened? And he's like, I'll explain everything, Mom. Can you just go lie down? She's like, of course, yeah. We'll go take you to the medical bay. The three of you, thank you so much. Thank you. Anything you want. What do you want? And I'll make it happen.
I don't want for much. I'm all right. Could do with just a quick word with the boy about some of the things that he's said on the way back, and stories of outside the dome. I don't think it'd be useful for him to pass on.
Okay, yeah, you can talk to him.
I'll wait for the moment, I suppose.
What about the two of you? Anything I can give you? Anything rewards?
The Lausk has a leak in part of its roof, and we'd really like a little bit of money so we can help fix the leak in Nauska's roof. But it's not like urgent. It's like when you get a chance.
Consider it done. It will be done in the morning.
Amazing. Thank you.
Sorry.
Is there any records of Is there any records of that mission that your father went on a couple of decades ago? Anything like that, even if it's just a journal he wrote, it's just something.
Yeah, there might be. She, like I said, there's kind of books everywhere. She says you can look through. She goes over to one side, and there's like a big case that she opens. She's like, down here's stuff more from my dad's time. You might find something in there.
Thank you. And he just like takes that and starts just kind of like slowly flipping through the pages.
Cool. You see that she's like, right, she's like, bring him through in a sec. And then like runs ahead to the medical bay and leaves you with Geely for a second as you start to walk in that direction. Like you lead him that way, walking together.
Yeah, I'll just look at everyone else and be like, whatever happens next between these two is not our arguments to have. I'll bend down to little Gilly, and I wonder whether he remembers me, because we've definitely met before, but when he was a nipper. So I will, I'll do that trick where you pull a coin from behind someone's ear and be like, "Way, remember that?"
Oh yeah, that's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's in a bad way. Look, mate, and I'll slide him a bit of paper with, I guess, like directions or details of the structure that I earmarked for me to move into before we fought the Lammock. And be like, this is where this is, if you need to spend a night before you leave the dome. And then I'll give him all the gold I've got on me and be like, this is for food if you need to get out of the dome. And I promise, if your mum asks, we don't know. Good luck.
Thank you. Looks between the three of you. Thank you. Very confused and overwhelmed, and stumbles off to the medical bay. Sorry, you look through these things. I'm gonna say it takes you like a while. The two of you, maybe Bramble and Bug, sort of chill for a bit. You get some food and water, and
we could help. We could help.
Yeah,
if
I would like to help,
like our hands, we would obviously help.
Great. You look through various things.
If it feels private, then we won't. We will do something else.
I'll cast guidance on you.
He would appreciate that, but I think he would definitely want it to be like a. I honestly don't even think he would read it there. I think he would he'd probably like flip through the pages just to be like, okay, this is the commanders, but then like close it and like he's gonna read it back at his like home at his store.
If we do it like close to where we all are or whatever, I'll be like, Bug, let's go and get some ice cream.
Oh, I don't like ice cream. Could we go see...
Send me, you bastard.
you slip out with this ice cream room.
Bug is like fully pulling. Bug is like fully like, no, I want to stay and talk to Sarah. Like fully not getting it.
Worst scene partner in the world.
Sorry, do you want help with the books? I like reading.
You yank Bug out, and Sarah, you're left alone. You do eventually find what looks like a journal. It's like bound up. There's a lock on it, but it's super old, and like, to be honest, you can quite easily, with a bit of whacking against stuff with your weapon skills, it bashes off. You leaf through it. You know that that adventure with your party happened towards the end of the commander's life, so you go backwards through and find his last adventures out. You find one talking about your adventuring party, talking about being a promising group of adventurers that he's wanting to like trial out and see how they're doing out in the Tundro. Mentions you and says, "Sorry, can't make it. That's fine," and that he'll do some work with you one-on-one. It then has the next entry of having returned. It's a much shorter entry. There's a bit of description about heading out and how everyone did. And then it says, they met the Fluxed, so they realized, so I dealt with it. and then there's nothing else.
If this is the close-in shot, I think you kind of like see him reading over this, and he just kind of just see a single tear drop down and hit the page as he closes the book and leaves the office. I guess he just takes a walk around, I suppose.
You go and take that walk.
Yeah.
And maybe eventually you meet up with your new friends getting some ice cream. We'll leave our session there. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
No, thank you for watching.
Robbie, for watching.
Rosanna, thank you for watching.
All thanks to you, not Trisha, you.
Yeah, thanks
not
to
you,
Trisha for
Trisha.
inspiring us to do better than she ever did. But
Yeah.
thank you so much. Please,
You set the bar really low, so thank you.
Such a low bar. I guess follow us on social media and stuff if you want to keep up to date with what's going on and what we're doing. Do you want to give quick handles and stuff?
At
Drac?
Rosna Soups on almost everything.
Great.
Yep.
Drac.
All of my accounts are private, and I don't enjoy being on social
Great.
media.
We love and support that. Drac, anything?
I'm Draconics. That's DRAKONIQUES on Twitter.
I'm at R Taylor Hunt on Twitter, or Robbie Taylor Hunt on Instagram. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Any final screams or things you want to say?
Well done. Thank you so much to the Place Bedford who've allowed the whole facilitation of this, and to our Pantheon of Gods, which are the D&D youth gaming groups from Bedford themselves, from the place. Bravo to you. Thank you so much for watching. Spread it around and share the love. And we will see you anon.
Bye.
Bye.